Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Before they were surrounded by Hollywood paparazzi, Luke, Chris, and Liam Hemsworth grew up amongst buffaloes and crocodiles in Australia. The trio of talented actors were raised in Melbourne, in the outback and on Phillip Island, and they've admitted to not being the most well-behaved children. During an appearance on the Graham Norton show, Liam talked about roughhousing with his brothers, adding that he once threw a knife at Chris. "Was I the main troublemaker?" "Maybe," Chris said during a lie detector test with Vanity Fair in April 2024. According to the analyst, he was also telling the truth when he claimed to be his parents' favorite child. "Am I the favorite? I think I am. Sorry, Luke. Sorry, Liam." "Machine doesn't lie," he added. These days, all three brothers have achieved significant success as actors. It all started in 2001 when Luke booked a role on the Australian soap Neighbours, where his brothers soon joined him. The younger two achieved mainstream success in the early 2010s when Chris booked the role of Thor in Thor and the Avengers, and Liam was cast in The Last Song and The Hunger Games. Luke later became internationally known when he earned a leading role in the HBO sci-fi series Westworld. Luke and Chris are both married with children. Since settling his divorce with Miley Cyrus in 2019, Liam has been dating actress and model Gabriella Brooks. All three brothers remain close and enjoy surfing and skiing together. From their childhood in Australia to appearing on Saturday Night Live together, here's everything to know about Luke, Chris, and Liam Hemsworth. The talented brothers were raised across Australia in Melbourne, in the outback and on Phillip Island by their mother, Leonie, a teacher, and their father, Craig, a counselor. Chris discussed his childhood during an interview with Silver Chris in June 2019. "I grew up around buffaloes and crocodiles, not phones and video games," he recalled. "Growing up in the Australian outback, I had adventures and spent most of my time outside. It shaped me and I am very proud of that." Luke and Liam honor their home country and upbringing by serving as ambassadors for the Australian Childhood Foundation, which supports children who have experienced abuse. Their parents have also been involved with the organization. "If you want to be a good person who adds to society, you have responsibility," Liam told The Independent in November 2015. "That is something I take very seriously." Luke and Chris both live in Australia with their families now, and Liam stayed there during the COVID-19 pandemic before returning to Los Angeles at the end of 2021. In 2012, Liam told Conan O'Brien that he and his brothers got into rough fights when they were young, joking that their love language was punching. "That was how we did it in our house. Hey, man, good to see you, here's a punch in the face for you," he said on Conan. The actor described their fights as pretty bad, especially the ones between him and Chris. "We would have a fist fight about who was going to sit in the front seat of the car," Liam remembered. "I threw a knife, like a proper. I don't know why my grandpa thought it was a good idea to give little kids a proper throwing knife, but he gave it to us. I threw it at Chris' head when I was about 8 and the handle hit him in the head." According to Liam, their mother once broke her finger when she tried to end one of his and Chris' fist fights. He called that incident a low point in their arguments. Luke joked during an October 2016 appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live that he grew up in the Hemsworth House of Horrors. He remembered that he and his brothers would ride motorbikes without helmets and introduce other kids to one death trap after another. "I think as we got older, parents of kids we knew would gradually drop their kids off further and further away from our house," he joked, adding that he beat up his brothers all the time. "Every chance I could, and I still do," he told host Jimmy Kimmel. "They're really tall, but they're actually quite soft, and they cry a lot. I take great joy in making them cry." In May 2017, Luke told HuffPost that several people inspired the classic Australian film, and his uncle was one of them. "My mom's sister married a guy called Rod Ansell, who's notorious as one of the people who has inspired that story," he said.